We are going to talk numerology. How fun. Anne-Marie's one of my OG teachers. Um, okay, so Katie said I had this issue before. Somehow it was muted. I had to go into the settings to fix it. Give me 1 second.
Okay, I am on. Somehow my output volume keeps getting
What's
muted.
down? Oh, okay.
I have
So you're
no idea.
here?
I'm here. Hello.
Oh, wow.
Th-
There
this
you
is
are. I think
exciting.
it is exciting. And we're joined by Anne-Marie, who is a numerologist.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Which is so fun to have you here, Emery. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for having your energy here. I love you, Mama. Okay, so well, let us start out by saying, introducing ourselves, because you guys may not know who I am. And I'm here joined by Katie. What brings Katie and I together is our love for being and supporting midlife women. And Katie, am I freezing up on you? Because you're freezing up on me sometimes.
Oh
Can you still
no,
hear
you're
me?
not. I can still hear you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what brings Katie and I together, yes, is our passion to support midlife women. We do it differently, and that's why we thought it would be so fun to come in here and share a little bit about ourselves and how we help women, and then do a really fun way to choose a guiding word for 2026. Because as we're going to talk about, we're a little bit done with resolutions, New Year's resolutions. So I am Dr. Sue. I'll do a quick intro, and then Katie, I'll have you intro yourself. I'm Dr. Sue McCreedie. I'm a pediatric physician. I'm also a coach for midlife women. Um, and it's a little curious, my path, how I how I go about. But as a pediatrician, I actually help kids heal holistically. I've been doing that for about 23 years. And it's been an evolution for me in terms of how I help women. It's also been probably a 15 plus year. I think this is my fifth entrepreneurial business helping women, and I do it through coaching and particularly using tools to tap into our subconscious, one of which we're going to play with today, which is tarot numerology. So I'm excited to share more about that. But go ahead, Katie. How about you introduce yourself? And we both have medical backgrounds. That's what I
Yes.
love. Like I'm a
Yeah.
medical doctor, and Katie's a nurse
Yeah.
in training.
Which is awesome. I do want to just say before I introduce myself is I can't, I guess because it's you're live, I can't see anyone else on the call. So um if
Do
anybody
you
else
see
pops
me?
on, I can see you. I just can't see. You said Anne Marie was here. I can't see her. So
Oh, I can't see her. I can see her in the text. Like I can see her in the live chat,
you
and then
can
I
see her
can
in the
see
chat.
her.
Okay.
And can you see her like in the little numbers, like little eyeballs? It says
Oh,
three
I
of
do.
us here.
A little three. Okay. A little three there. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
This is my first Instagram live. So I am, I'm a newbie here. So learning the ways. Okay. So my name is Katie Farinas. And as Sue mentioned, I am a nurse. I spent 20 years at the bedside in women's health, actually, helping
Hmm.
women bring babies into the world. In an inner city hospital, which was I learned a lot. It was great. It was a great 20 years, but over that span of time, I started to feel called in a different direction through various challenges that I was experiencing in my own life with my own personal health and my daughter's health. And instead of that making me or pointing me more towards more education in the medical field, it actually kind of pulled me away onto this really beautiful spiritual path that I've been on for the last 12 years. And in that process, I became a yoga teacher and a meditation facilitator. I started a podcast and really decided at one point that my mission here on earth is to help women. And I previously did that at the bedside as a nurse, but that was a certain period of my life and I loved it, but it was time to shift. And now I feel like my purpose is to help midlife women step in to who they really are, to their authenticity, to their purpose, which in yoga we call dharma, that's your soul's purpose, and to help them live lives where they feel that deep sense of internal peace, no matter what is happening in or around them. They have access to their intuition, and they can move through the world feeling safe inside their bodies and living
Hmm.
out their purpose. Because I really do believe that one of the biggest reasons that we come from somewhere in the beyond to this physical world is to express our essence, express the reason why we were here in our particular way of doing it. So that's what I do.
That's so awesome. I also love when I didn't know you were a nurse for women giving birth. So you were
Yes.
you're women and children too, and I'm
I
women and children.
Yes, my best friend's pediatrician. I didn't know you did holistic healing, so we can
Yes.
sidebar that, but I have a podcast for you that you need to go on. Um,
Oh, cool.
yeah,
That's fun.
amazing.
Um, okay, so Katie and I were just kind of riffing on the fact that by the time you get to midlife, you're sort of done with these midlife resolutions.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I know that that's sort of an energy that I've been tapping into of late. I don't know. It's like I am excited for the new year, and I'm also kind of just like, all right, we're gonna like. I feel I it's a different energy this time for me. I don't know how else to say it. It doesn't feel like a usually I'm like shoot out of a canyon, like, woo, we're gonna start a new something or other now. And I'm like, okay, let's turn the page. That's sort of
Right.
what it feels like for me. I don't know. What is it feeling for you this year, Katie?
So for me, and I think I've always felt this way, is that it feels like it's a constructed inflection point, but it is an inflection point. It's something that
Mm-hmm.
I have created by using the calendar and the holidays. But in our busy lives, we're rushing around doing things. It's this pause that's inserted into the calendar that I really enjoy. I really enjoy looking back on the previous year and just enjoying, looking back and seeing all the things that happened. I happen to have two children, so of course, how they've grown and changed, how I've grown and changed, how all of my relationships have grown and changed, and then that provides me this opportunity of reflection, where I can say, well, what do I want to carry forward? What about this year do I want to carry forward?
Mm-hmm.
And what about this year am I okay letting go of and leaving behind? So it's never been like a shoot out of the cannon, but it is something that that I enjoy. I enjoy that reflection. I enjoy journaling on it, which we can talk about. But it really is it's a pause, and I think a lot of times we just forget to pause because we're go go go.
Yeah, and Anne Marie, since you're here, I would love for you to put in the chat like what the energy feels like to you for now. I'm sure you've got lots of thoughts on how the energy is feeling at the end of this year and for the start of the next year. Um, so, anyways, Katie and I thought it would be fun if we came together and did a little exercise with each other. We're gonna demo on each other in terms of supporting what would be like a guiding word that you can pick in 2026. I feel into that. And I can start, Katie, and then maybe you can riff and on
Yeah.
why you think this is better than a New Year's resolution. So part of the thing with New Year's resolutions for me is that often, like I'll create goals. I think of that as like masculine energy. Like I'm going to do this, this, that, and that. And it could be one in career, one in health, one in, and then I look back on that and some of it I do, and then some of it I don't. and, and this is my experience. I tend to go into like self beat up, like, oh my gosh, you said you're going to do that for 2 years in a row and you still haven't manifested that yet. Like
Right.
what's wrong with you? So it tends to put me in a little bit of more of like a beat up mode than it does in terms of really fueling me forward. So the reason that I shifted, and I don't know, I've shifted like a few years ago to more or less choosing a word, which to me is kind of like everything is energy and a word has energy.
Mhm.
It's something that really kind of lifts you up and you're like, oh, that's exciting. I'm exciting because 2026 is about this word.
Right.
And then also, it's also very anchoring. Like for me, when she's is flying everywhere, it doesn't feel so great. I sit
Yeah.
back to this word and we're like, remember your word. And actually, the last 2 years, I've actually gotten a bracelet where the word is written.
Mhm.
So I feel like I carry it along with me. And yeah, it starts to sort of like just help me embody that word. How about you?
Yeah, yeah. So I absolutely agree with you on the point of goals are kind of pass fail, right? They're almost like going to school and you would achieve it or you don't achieve it. So you either succeed it or you
Mm,
fail at your goal,
so true.
which I really think is not a great energy for anyone. I also think that goals, while they're fine, I always would love to reverse engineer it and say, what is my intention for this year? And then maybe I will set goals around that intention. So here's what I mean. When we set a
Mm,
goal, let's say the goal is, I want to lose 25 pounds. Okay, that's your goal. What do you really want, right? Do you really want to lose 25 pounds, or do you want to feel healthier? Do you want to look good in your clothes? Do you
mhm,
want to have more energy? Do you what so what are the things that you really want? And we're going to talk about manifestation. And how do I embody that energy now? And intentions are very powerful because intentions carry the energy of the intention. And so
mhm.
you can take that energy into everything you do. So if, let's say, your goal is to lose 25 pounds, but really you want to be healthier, you want to have more energy, you want to feel like you want to feel more empowered, right? You want to feel like I stand taller and I feel good in my body and I feel sexy and I feel all of these feelings that I want to feel. If that's your intention, to feel healthy, to feel energetic, to feel powerful, to feel strong, how do we take that into what we're doing in every aspect of our lives instead of putting it in a little box and saying, this is my
Oh, I like
goal,
that.
right?
Right.
Right. And this is the same. So I coach women on their dharma, their soul's purpose. And this is the same concept as that. It's like, your purpose isn't one thing. It's not one item that you either get it right or you get it wrong. You pass or you
Mhm,
fail, right? It
mhm,
is this energy that you carry throughout every relationship that you have, every interaction that you have, through your work,
mm.
through your interactions with people you don't know, on the street. It is how you carry yourself through the world and the energy that you emit out into the world. And this is a very, my yoga background, right? This is a very yogic philosophy. So when we set an intention for the year, we're first of all getting a little deeper than just the goal level. We're speaking more to our heart. We're really tapping into our heart. And then we're carrying that energy of intention with us into every aspect of our lives. And it's not a pass fail. It's some days I did really great at carrying my intention through today. Like I reflect back and I say, let's say my intention was to be more open hearted and loving, right? And I look back on my day and I'm like, wow, like I had a really challenging person. I didn't freak out on them, right? Um, my husband did something, and I really took a moment to breathe, and then we had a great conversation and we worked it out, right? And then some days you're gonna be like, that wasn't so great. I wasn't on beat with my intention. I wasn't carrying the energy of open-hearted, loving kindness. But guess what? It's not fail. Tomorrow I get to try again, or the next
Mhm.
interaction I get to try again.
Yeah,
And
moment to moment, right.
moment to moment, and it creates this practice. So now, instead of I either achieved my goal or I didn't, I'm practicing every moment of every day. I get to practice. And guess what that does? Creates new neural pathways in your brain. And then the more we practice, the better we get at being whatever it is our heart truly wants us to be, right? When we set the intention and it comes from the heart.
Beautiful. All right. I love that. Completely aligned. Okay. So shall we play?
Let's
Let's play.
play.
Anne-Marie, since you're still with us, I would love to hear, like, have you already thought about a word for 2026? Are you laying down any intentions? Yeah, anything you want to share, chat with us. We'd love to
Mhm.
have you be a part of us. Um, okay, do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I don't care. Why don't you go first? I'm
Okay.
excited to have this done on me. Go ahead.
To have this done on me.
Yeah.
Katie, I'm not doing anything. You're doing it.
To have this experience, shall we
To have
say.
this experience. Okay, all right. So this is what first I'm just going to say, and if you're here and you've never heard of tarot, you've never heard of numerology, maybe you've heard of them, but you had no idea. I mean, that's where I was even just a handful of years ago. So let me explain that first. Tarot is actually a deck of cards, just like a 52 card deck, right? It was a deck of cards that was around, I think, starting somewhere in the 1400s. And it used to be just that, like how we play with our 52 card deck and we play cards with them, they would play cards with this tarot deck. Along the way, this deck, as you're going to see, is a bunch of archetypes. What are archetypes? They're a visualization of behavior and thoughts and feelings. And so just like a piece of artwork, or like I think of like the ink blot test, how we use the ink blot test in psychology. People will like say, what do you see? Well, what do you see? And like two people look at the ink blot and different things rise to the surface. So in personal development, we always talk about the fact that, you know, uh, connecting with your subconscious is really,
Mhm.
really important
Mhm. Mhm.
because it is driving the vast majority, some say up to 95%
Wow.
of your actions and your behaviors, your habits, and therefore your results are driven from your subconscious thoughts and feelings, and rules and beliefs. And so we get to have different ways that we can access this. Some is through, I'm sure Katie has a bunch of ways too, but like meditation. You can stare at a flower, you can stare at a tarot card, you could stare up at the clouds, you could go for a long drive and get into your subconscious. You could be in the shower. Have you ever been in the shower? All of a sudden you're like, wow, where did that come from? Right? Like the shower is one of the like best places. So there's many ways, and tarot is one of them, where we can just a way to stare at something and tap into our subconscious. So when it rises to the conscious level, then we become aware of it, and it's really pretty cool. Numerology, so we're talking about tarot numerology. Numerology, um, again, is a pattern language. It's just looking at how numbers sometimes come together in certain patterns, and particularly around the date that you were born. But we're not even going to do that today, Katie. We're going to look at numerology in terms of universal. So universal numbers is that we are right now in the calendar, we're in the year 2025, and we add those numbers up. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. Okay. And we're going to 2026, and 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10, and 1 plus 0 is 1. And the thing with these numbers, like 9 and 1, when I was learning numerology, I'm like, that doesn't mean anything to me.
Mhm.
Right? Is that what you're thinking, Katie? Like, what does
Yeah,
that mean?
nothing.
Nothing. Sometimes it's fun. Like when I first learned my number, I was like, oh, I love that number. Like that's one
Yeah.
of my favorite numbers, right? So that's sometimes fun. But what we're talking about, it doesn't mean much to anyone. So what I like to do is pair it with the tarot deck, because the tarot deck has a number 1, right? It has a number 2, has a number 3. And so when we pair it with these archetypes, that's where it's like a picture's worth 1,000 words. So let me talk a little bit about the energy of the 9 energy year 2025. And let me just see any of these patterns you've noticed, Katie, either within your life, or maybe the women that you work with, or your
Mhm.
children, like any part of your life. The 9 energy in the tarot is the hermit. 9 energy is a lot about reflection, going inward.
Mhm.
The hermit sometimes misunderstood as like they're always hermiting away, right? I don't know what you think. What do you think of when you hear the word hermit?
Yeah, I could see that as people thinking like they live in solitude, they avoid social
Hmm.
interaction at all costs.
Yeah. The hermit is also the wise one, and is gathering wisdom. By going inside, we're gathering a lot of wisdom. We're getting to know more about ourselves. The hermit's also about bringing that wisdom outward, right? So I think that's where a lot of time, like, we forget that part.
Yeah, yeah.
um, in in the cycle of oh, well, here, let me show you. But also, I can't share my screen. But like, can you see this?
I
Can you
do.
see that?
I do see that, yes.
So this is, by the way, there's thousands of different types of tarot decks. This is just one of them, called the Light Seers by Chris Ann. I really like her tarot deck. Like, what do you see in this card, Katie, in the 9?
So, it looks like there is a trail that's leading up to a mountaintop,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a woman sitting there looking very reflective, pensive. She's surrounded by light, she's staring out over water and sky, um and there are little lights that look like they travel along the path all the way up to the
Mm.
top, which
Mm-hmm.
I think is probably significant. And then one larger light at the bottom, which I'm not sure if that has a significance or not, but to me it kind of stands out. So maybe it's just a personal significance.
One thought is like she left the lamp at the bottom because her own light lit her way. at the top.
That's nice. Yes, because there's
Yeah.
light emanating out of her, kind of like angelic
hmm
light emanating out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you think of 2025, because at the time of this recording, we're at the very end of it,
hmm
is there anything in this card that stands out that resonates with 2025 for you?
Well, I mean, it's interesting that you said she let her own light lead the way because that is
Mm,
very significant for me. Having left my career just a
mm.
couple months ago and deciding,
That's
yeah,
right.
yes, which
That was
was
just a couple months ago. I forget about that.
yeah, and it was a decision that I contemplated for literally years. And it was finally this I was kind of like back and forth and you know, whenever you make a big decision, there's a lot of debating and internal debating and weighing pros and cons and all the different things that go into making big decisions. But in the year 2025, when I finally decided to do this, all of that fell away. I had all the same pros, I had all the same cons, I had, like, I could the conversation and the experience had not changed one bit. It was just a very strong internal knowing that this was the time. So
I love that so much because 9 energy, like in the transformation cycle, like you start with a 1 and you end with a 9, and then you
mm,
jump to the next one. And so it's really like this up leveling. That's kind of how I see it. Like we're going around the same numbers, 1 through 9, but we're up leveling each time. And so leaving a career in, like, I have a colleague who she quit her job of like 30 plus years. She's also a nurse in a 9 energy year and a 9 energy month. She left it in September. And I was like, girl, 9, like that is so
yeah.
aligned. um, so that definitely comes through for me for you. So that's beautiful. Like, and I think that is significant for you. Like those little breadcrumbs, you finally followed it up and you're like, okay, here I am. I'm doing
Yeah,
it for real. Right.
yeah.
So moving on to the 1. So we're going into 2026. 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. That is the magician. And so the magician ones are kind of like new beginnings, right? Like if nine's an ending, one's a new beginning.
Mhm.
So the 9 and the 1. And where I would love for you to see, like, kind of, I think it's cool to see 2 cards next to each other and see if you see what's what's like or what's different between these
Okay.
2 cards. Okay. So the 1 in the tarot is the magician. So can you see these 2 cards?
Yeah. So what is alike? Okay, so they both have the little sparkles of light
Yeah.
in them. Um, the first card you showed me, the girl appears very
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
kind of angelic and peaceful.
Yeah.
Um, but the second card you're now showing me, this person seems uh, darker. I mean, it's physically darker, but I mean the energy feels darker.
Yeah. Okay.
And one, she seems very kind of like just floaty, like kind of not really thinking about
Yeah.
anything, kind of out there. Where in the second card, the magician, she seems
Mhm.
very focused, very concentrated.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Um,
flipping good.
yeah. um,
Okay.
let's see what else.
You can't make
Now
this stuff up. That's so
I
good.
so good. Now the bottom, I'm trying to like think of what I think that bottom of that card means. Like she's
Yeah.
looks like she's putting her energy into this swirl of energy that's different colors and light. Um,
Mhm.
it's like a potion, like a potion. Like is she concocting? Is
Ooh,
she
oh
creating?
my
Not
gosh.
like it's like she's focusing on creating what she wants to create. Like that's kind of what I'm getting.
Yes.
She has
Oh
this
my goodness.
city symbol on the hood of her,
Yeah,
uh,
what does that mean to
yeah.
you?
What does that mean to me? To me, maybe that would mean, um, the first thing that's coming to me, I'm just gonna go with this because it's the first thing that's coming to me, would mean, like,
Mhm.
it's never you're never done. Like, this
Ooh.
process
Okay,
of
yeah.
growing, evolving, learning, creating is just a continuous ongoing process that, like, you kind of mentioned before, you're like, well, you can kind of up level, but you never
Mhm.
stop. There is no
Yeah,
end.
you're never done. Okay, cool. I love
Um,
that.
and then she also has a tattoo on her arm, but I can't make out what it is. I can't tell you. what that is.
Yeah, so you hit on so many things. So the magician is about focusing conscious will. This is much more active card, right? Like if you think of the hermit, like you said, floaty, right? Kind of there's a lot of receptivity here. Like she is
Right.
emanating her light, but she is kind of sitting there. She's much more passive. This person is active. Like
Yeah.
this person is like focus, intention. This is a much more active year. So like when you think of 2025 versus 2026, like if this card were advising you, Katie, for 2026, what do you think the magician would say
I
to
think
you?
the magician is telling me to, as my 12-year-old would say, lock in, mama. Like to really like focus on creating what I want to create, right? What
That is so
my heart's
cool.
desire to create, right? And
Lock,
that could mean
lock
anything,
in.
right? It could be in business, it could be in relationships, it could be in health, it could be in anything.
And how might this word lock in? Like, how would that guide your decisions, do you think, in 2026? Like, how could that be a guide to like uplift you, right? And also like anchor you. That makes sense.
I think because of the way the card looks and that she looks on the card, it
Mm-hmm.
and she does look so focused, but she also looks so capable. Like she looks very
Oh,
um
yes.
like like she's locked in. She's going to do this, right?
Oh,
There is
yes.
no other way, right? She
Yeah.
is going to make this happen and she's going to play and use her powers until she spins that thing into what she wants it to be. So that's how I would kind of see it. It's like you have the power, you have the ability, and you just need to focus and make it happen.
That's so beautiful. You like that was awesome. How did that feel?
It was cool. It was so cool. And I think very, very applicable. I literally just finished reading, so my memory. um, it's a book on manifestation by everyone would know Abraham Esther Hicks. Her
Yes.
book on
Hmm.
manifestation, which I forget the exact title right now, but I literally just finished reading that. And it's where I feel that I need to put even more of my energy into this year. Like kind of again,
Mm,
like I've been there before, but I need to up level. Now it's time to up level where I, you know,
beautiful.
yeah.
I think that's cool. So locked in could be a word for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like it's an
Yeah.
evolution process. You could like try that on and be like, how does that feel? Does that feel good? Does that feel like energizing?
Yeah.
And you can journal around that. You can, yeah, try it on for size and then shift it.
Yeah.
Right? But I mean, I couldn't have asked for that to go more.
I was so glad. That's awesome. I'm like, the pressure.
That's it. That's a way
Yeah.
that you could use tarot numerology to
Okay.
choose a number I mean, choose a
Use
word,
the
a
word.
guiding word. Yeah. So
So if
locked
you
in.
were to do that with someone else, that
Mhm.
they may come up with like totally different descriptions. Is that
Completely. And that's what's
okay?
so cool. Like the fact that you're like, yeah, I need to do what my daughter says, like freaking lock.
That's just what her I was like, she is focused. And that's like a phrase that's, used in my house
Yeah.
a lot these days.
And And words are so different, right? Like focus sounds very different when locked in. Like the energy around locked in can feel like to me, it can feel super fun. It can be funny because it reminds you of your daughter, and that's a whole energy to bring forward in 2026. I don't know. Like there's so many other things, but to answer your question, yes, it can be
Okay.
completely different because someone will kind of focus in on different parts and
Yeah.
symbols and energy and what that whole thing about like your daughter, like to me, that was like, woo, there it is. Like it just
Yeah.
rose there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, I love that. Well, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wish somebody else could be on here with us so I could watch them
Do
do it.
that as
Do that.
well.
Yes, because I would love to see what somebody else, sees in those cards and how it
Oh,
comes up differently for them. So, thank you so much. That was fantastic. All
yes.
right.
So Anne-Marie's still here and the new Flow Doc, welcome, just joined us.
Welcome.
Um, New Flow Doc. I don't know how to bring people on.
I don't
We'll
know.
figure it out.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. This is both of our first Instagram lives, guys. So,
No, I think we can go like this. I think you invite people and then maybe we can do that if we have some time at the end.
okay,
Okay.
that'd be amazing. Yeah. Okay. So, tell me, do you meditate?
Yes.
You do. Okay. So this hopefully will be a fairly easy little process for you. Okay. So we're
Okay.
going to do a little meditation together, which meditation is another beautiful way to access your subconscious.
Yeah.
Um, and so I'm going to guide you through it and we're going to see what comes up.
Okay,
Okay.
beautiful.
All right. So, yep, just start by closing your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. And just taking a moment to feel your body. Maybe feel the weight of your body sitting in the chair. Yeah, adjust and get comfortable. If you need something behind your back, you can place something to support yourself. Feeling maybe your hands on your lap or on the desk in front of you, wherever they are. Feeling your feet as they press into the floor. And now maybe intentionally relaxing the muscles of your forehead and around your eyes. Maybe checking in with your jaw and releasing any tension you might be holding there. Allowing the lower teeth to separate from the upper teeth. Checking in with your shoulders and releasing any tension you're finding there. And then moving
And
down. Yeah.
and Katie, others can do this with us, right?
Yes, of course, of course, of course. Follow along. Moving down into your chest. Maybe just taking a moment to investigate what you're feeling there, if anything, right? We don't have to be feeling anything there, but maybe there's some warmth, or maybe you feel your heart beating. And down into the belly. There's any tension in the belly, maybe trying to release that. Letting the arms feel heavy by your side. And then moving into the hips and the upper thighs and the calves, and just releasing any tension in any of those areas. And then when you feel ready, coming to your breath, beginning to pay attention to your breath, just gentle awareness. You don't need to fix anything or change anything, just watching it. And as you watch it, maybe you feel cool air as it enters through your nostrils and warm air as it exits. Maybe you feel your chest rising and falling. Maybe you even feel your back press into the seat behind you on your inhale and pull away just a little bit on your exhale. Just staying with your breath for a few moments, settling in, getting in touch with how your body feels today in this moment without judgment or expectation, just curiosity. Now bringing your awareness to your heart center, your heart chakra, which is in the center of your chest. And imagine yourself breathing in and out through that heart center. Drawing air in through the center of your chest and releasing it out also through the center of your chest. And again, just bearing witness to whatever feelings might be present in the chest area. And now I invite you to begin to visualize 2026. So bringing yourself perhaps to January, the month of January, and seeing yourself moving through that month. Who are you with? What are you doing? And what types of feelings are present? And now moving into February, the month of Valentine's Day. Maybe there's a significance, a personal significance in the month. Just see what's showing up for you. And keep moving through the months. So as we enter March and the weather starts to get a little warmer, we come into the spring. Think about who you want to be and what you want to do as the year progresses. Bringing yourself into the summer months now. Where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? And what is the overwhelming feeling? Is there peace? Is there excitement? Is there love? Now we'll move into the fall. Can see the seasons changing and the weather getting colder. And we're circling back close to where we are now. And as we're moving through the fall and into the holidays, and you take that intentional pause again to reflect back on your year, what do you want to be able to say about that year? About who you spent it with, about what you did, but most importantly, about how you felt. Now releasing that vision, just letting it float away, coming back to the breath, back to that rise and fall of the chest, back to the sensation of your feet pressing into the ground, your hands resting on your lap, the weight of your body being held by the chair you're sitting in. Maybe you're hearing some sounds around you. Maybe there's noises coming from the outside, maybe from the inside, just tapping into those now. Maybe rolling out your neck a little bit. That feels good to you. Then taking a big, deep inhale through the nose, filling up the lungs, exhaling through the mouth. And when you feel ready, opening your eyes. Let's give you a little second here. You don't have to talk right away. Just take a moment.
Awesome. I think when we got to summer, the word was freedom.
Mm.
And when we got to like the holidays and looking back and what was I most proud of, I think you said, or what was whatever that question was, my answer was I shined. I shined.
Mm.
Um, and to me, that is about being seen because that's very much where I am right now, which is why we're doing this live, people.
Right? Yes, yes.
But the coolest part is like then the sentence came, I shined. I call it my radiant weird. Like I think of authentically as like radiant weird. Like what's your radiant weird?
Yeah.
Probably the coolest thing to me because I love tarot numerology is for me, radiant weird is the word that I associate with the sun. And the sun is the 19th card. And 19 is 1 plus 9 is 10, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So it's an
Oh
iteration
my
of
god!
the one. And
Yes!
and that's I shine.
Yes, that is so cool that it worked out like that.
That's
Oh
really cool.
my
That's
gosh.
really cool for this mama. That was really cool. Like that helps me trust it more. Like shine.
Yeah.
Shine is
And
my word.
and did you know your word beforehand? Yeah,
No,
you didn't know
I
your word? Oh my gosh,
it's
that's really good.
it's interesting, Katie, because I thought my word was I was like kept coming with star, but for
Okay,
me, star doesn't numerology work out. I know,
right.
just like through the healthcare. I
There.
dare.
Just didn't quite feel aligned. It was, like, close, but not
I was
quite
like,
there.
but star is 17 and that's an 8, not a 1. Like, so it's super interesting. So shine, yeah, it feels really, really good. Thank you so
Good.
much. That
You're
was so cool.
welcome.
Welcome, Bill. Bill just joined on. I don't know, does anyone want to pop on? We have a few minutes to play. Like, if you want to pop
Oh,
on,
can they actually join us from on camera?
I I think I need to, like,
Invite
invite.
them.
I think
Okay.
maybe, like, someone would need to raise their hand and be like I guess my question is if you wanna be in a guided meditation, or you wanna play with the tarot,
Yeah. Do
um,
do either or just have a question to
or just
ask.
have a question you
Yeah,
wanna ask, yeah, that's
yeah.
great.
I will say
Um
that what you and I did, and I probably should have set it up a little bit before we jumped in, but what I had you do is become deeply relaxed, hopefully, that was the goal.
mhm,
And when we become really relaxed like that in that, parasympathetic state, we become much more receptive to our intuition and to guidance that comes both inside of us and outside of us. And then I had you tap into your heart center, right? So this is really like your true brain. Like this part gets all the attention. But really this is where we need to use this to guide our life, right? We use this to guide, and then we need to use this to take action. And
mhm,
so that process is about like allowing yourself to come to an open and receptive state that allows you to tap into your heart center and hear the guidance that it's giving you. And it did, obviously, for you. It gave you,
mhm.
yeah, beautiful guidance.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone wants to tap in and say hi, or you have a question, or you want to come on camera with
Mhm.
us, you want to be seen, you want to shine.
Yeah.
Uh, otherwise, yeah, I mean,
Well, let me ask you.
mhm.
So where do you want to shine in your life? Like when you
Hmm,
say that word shine, is that something that applies to more than one area of your life, or do you
hmm.
have something kind of specific in mind?
What came to mind for me is very much my work, right? So, as you can imagine, it's an evolution from becoming a medical doctor to a to a coach for midlife women who one of the tools that I use is tarot numerology because I find it such a fun way to tap in to I don't know, was that your experience? Like, was it
Oh, it
fun,
was super
Katie?
fun. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
absolutely fun. Yeah.
it's fun. Way to tap in to your subconscious. And so for me, um, what became very evident to me in the first quarter of 2025, right, is that I need to be seen. Like I I need more people to know that this is what I'm doing. This
Mhm.
is what I'm up to.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's been an evolution because you got to do the inner work before you get to go out and shine, right? So
Yeah.
it's definitely been an inner work. A lot of the 9 for me this year has been doing inner work and continue to do inner work. Like you said, it's never done. I'm continuing to do it. I will always do it.
Mhm.
Uh, and so for me in that area is definitely within work, like really shine, really be the light, right? Like be this
Mhm.
light, like really shine your wisdom, right? And and this seems just like totally next level. I don't know. It just seems much more outward,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
This is
Mhm.
like I could be the lighthouse, you know, um, and people would come to me, right? This
Mhm.
seems like just even more expansive, more wide open.
Yeah.
Um, really owning authentically who I am. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it feels like.
Good. Good.
How
That's
about for
amazing.
you? Like for locked in? Does
Locked
that
in, yes. Yes, I do think that is related to work. I
Mhm.
obviously have made this huge leap in my life, and I have the amount of ideas, the creative downloads are insane. I mean, I wish I sometimes could just have, like, a little switch to turn it off.
Yeah.
It keeps me up at night. I'm, like, constantly getting downloads, which is a beautiful thing 'cause there was a big portion of my life where I was so disconnected from my intuition that I didn't receive anything. I had
Mhm.
this, uh, brick wall. So it's beautiful that I've opened up and I've become so, receptive to all the wisdom and the guidance that's inside of me and outside of me and that's guiding me on my path. But that I have to lock in and figure out exactly how I'm gonna channel all of this over the next year.
Yes, that's such a great concept of the one is one has a lot of ideas. Like, oh, there's an idea. Oh, there's an idea. Oh, there's an idea. Oh, there's an idea, right? And depending on the tarot deck that you're using, a one is a conduit, like literally from spirit to manifest into the world. So you think of yourself like a conduit as a one. And the the real opportunity, some would say challenge, I'd say opportunity for growth is lock in on one. So if you had to lock in on
Yeah.
one of those amazing ideas, would you have a concept of what the one is?
I am so I have a podcast, which is actually how you and I first met because you
Yes.
messaged on a podcast. And I have had it for a couple of years, and there's a little piece of me that's like, "Do I give up the podcast and just spend a whole lot more time here on Substack?" Because right
Mm,
now I'm having to divide my time,
yes.
between creating content for the podcast and creating here. And that is something that is floating in my mind. It has been in my kind of awareness for probably a couple months now. And so I guess the question is, and I'll have to sit with myself on this is do I do that? Do I say goodbye to the podcast and do I decide to really take all of my creative focus onto this platform?
That's such another beautiful, like when you think about it, and everyone who's here or listening, or if you're listening to the replay, think about like what Katie's touching upon to me is what gets to end in order for something really new to begin.
Mm,
It doesn't mean that it has to, but maybe some things in your life really need to close up, which, closing up 2025, like ending that 9 and really like what else gets to be purged? Like what else gets to release? And that's what I hear you say, Katie, and like maybe it's the podcast, which I would think like usually with release, most people are like, I don't like 9. Like there's some people are just like, I don't want to release.
yeah, it's
Right?
scary.
It can be scary because we're focused on the loss versus the gain of the one. The gain of the one is like you get to concentrate your energy, like totally focus
Yeah.
and flow into one direction. So I'm excited for you, what that
Yeah.
brings.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll have
And
to do some of
everybody
my
here.
internal work
Yeah.
to decide on that, and even when I left the bedside, there was a huge part of me it's an identity, right? You're letting go of an identity, you're letting go of something that you once loved, this concept of we can have phases in our lives. We can have
Mhm.
periods where something serves us and then decide it's not serving us anymore and it is time to let go, and it doesn't mean that we shouldn't have done it or we wasted our time. It was part of our evolution. It was part of the process of becoming
1,000%.
becoming, and to bless it, right? To bless it and say thank you for what it gave to us, but also,
Hmm.
allow it to fall away.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, I would be super interested for anyone who's currently listening or going to listen to the replay to post your word. If a word came through either of our two exercises that we walked you through, post your word. I would love to hear. Or if something comes to mind of like, what are you releasing? What are you beginning? Right? What gets to end so something new can begin? What door is closing? What door, flings open? Because sometimes I feel like sometimes you have to close the door fully until another door just like flings
Yeah. I
flings
agree. I
open.
totally
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. If we're trying to hold on, it's the same concept, right? If we're trying to like hold on to both things at once, our energy
Hmm.
is being dispersed instead of just letting go and moving on to that next thing. That
A
if we
thousand
really tap
percent.
into our hearts, we'll know is right or not right for us at this particular juncture in our lives.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a total blast. Thank you for helping me find my word shine.
Yes, I'm so excited. Send me a picture of your bracelet when you get it made.
Right? Yeah, I get to go like, is anyone listening? As in like, what's next thing I get to go buy? I think my loving husband would be like, "You don't need a bracelet, but just think of it. Just
But
think
I
it. You don't
do,
need to
honey.
grab."
I do.
That's super fun. I may celebrate that way for sure.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay. Well, until next time,
Yes,
blessings to you all. Thank you all for joining us and taking your valuable time to be with us. We so love and appreciate each and one and every you reach out to us.
yes. All right,
All right.
bye.
See ya.